I'm here with KCU's new men's golf coach. KCU is starting a golf program for this coming fall, and so I'm here with Steve Kennedy, who has been hired as the men's golf coach. And Coach, what I'd like for you to start out with is give me a little bit of information about your background, obviously pertaining to golf and your well, how you are associated with the Professional Golfers Association, and just a little bit of information that way.
Sure. I kind of grew up as a maybe you can call it a country club rat as a kid. My dad was a PGA golf professional, so I pretty much grew up at the golf course 7 days a week, and looked up to my father quite a bit, and learned to love the game watching him. And it was just grew up around golf my whole life, and it's something it's always been a part of my family. My grandfather was a big golfer, my dad's brothers, my brothers, so it's always been like a family environment. With that, I followed my dad's footsteps, got into the PGA program, started with him at a place called Becky Ridge Country Club in West Chester, Ohio. Worked there for him for about 10 years, then went on to NCR Country Club in Dayton, Ohio for 10 years. Worked at a place called Makatiwa Country Club in Cincinnati for a year, and then brought me here to Eastern Kentucky at Hidden Cove Golf Course. I've been fortunate everywhere I've kind of gone, and all the golf pros I've worked with has all been about growing the game of golf. So it's all been involved with heavily with teaching women and kids, and trying to bring new people to the game. Even though I worked at a lot of country clubs, the environment with the kids was, let's bring in whatever kids we can. It doesn't matter if they're members' kids, friends of members. So it's just something I've always been around with teaching and club fitting and helping people love the game of golf like I do.
That's neat. Since this is a new program and you're going to be in charge of basically building it from the ground up, what are some of those goals that
Sure.
you have in your mind for how this team will start out and then ultimately mature as a group?
Yeah, I think the key thing that I'm going to be looking at early on in building, the key word I think is potential. I think there's a lot of kids out there that want to continue to play competitive golf, and maybe they got a little bit of later start in high school. They wasn't introduced to the game early enough, and I think there's a niche there. So early on, I think I'll see a lot of building, using my background with teaching, and trying to build a program, and then hopefully in a couple of years make big steps forward where we're looking at competing and trying to win a national championship.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about the athletic department here at Kentucky Christian, obviously it has been very successful in the sports that it has sponsored over the years. So on the athletic side, we're very sure about that. But also a huge facet of what our athletic department is growing these kids into adults, and then also being able to have that spiritual component along with that growth, being a Christian university. What are some of your aspirations as far as this mentoring side?
Sure.
Within using the game of golf to grow these young men and women into functioning adults, but also with a Christian context?
Sure. It's golf. It gets looked at as more of an individual sport. It's one of the things that drove me to golf is your score is your score. You shoot
Right.
what you shoot. You're not really helped by other teammates. So in golf, when you're working with the team and you're working with individuals, and you get to spend a lot of time with that individual, and when I'm working with somebody, it's just not just about their golf swing, it's also about what's going on in their lives, and a lot of mentoring and advice, and you just kind of grow up together as a group.
Right.
And that's the more team concept of golf.
Well, I'd like to thank you for being here with us today and getting to know you a little bit. And for those of you out there, Kentucky Christian University's men's golf begins fall of 2016.